For more on this, bring in Abernathy, Washington editor at The Spectator and author of The Snowflakes Revolt, along with Melanie Collette, the former vice chair at the New Jersey Federation of Republican Women and the host of Money Talk with Melanie. So Melanie, I'll start with you. What are we to make here? Again, everyone's entitled to make their own money, but it seems to me particularly tone deaf to think that there's going to be a huge, robust paying market to have Dylan Mulvaney take that show on the road.
Well, if you think about it, he's going to the right place, right? Going to schools where his type of messaging is welcome. I would suggest that the word opportunity in the post is used rather loosely, if you will. The thing, and among the topics that will be spoken about is women's empowerment, which I found to be quite rich. How would you know about women's empowerment? You have no idea. If you didn't, in my opinion, not so humble opinion, but having been a woman my entire life, I would not dare to speak on men's issues, what it's like to grow up as a man, what it's like to be empowering as a man, because I'm not a man. And, you know, when you even look up the textbook or medical definition on places like WebMD about what trans people are and what they go through, they describe it as a person who doesn't feel like their gender. And when you look up the definition of feeling, you know what it says? It says a belief, especially an irrational one. I couldn't believe it when I looked it up today just to prep for this hit, but that's exactly what it says.
Well, Amber, I mean, to that point, you know, you look at someone like this, I mean, you have to remember Dylan was celebrating many, many days of girldom, which I think is what many people had a problem with, the notion that somehow you had a man who was then transitioning, who then wanted to celebrate girldom, all while, again, trying to have these increasingly sexualized antics in the midst of us trying to throttle down the sexualization of our children.
Yes, and not to mention giving a very stereotyped version of what he believed a woman to be. He talked about how he was suddenly addicted to shopping, how he was suddenly crying all the time and prancing and frolicking through meadows, as if that's what makes up a woman, and not our innate biology, not the way that we were born. And I think what's happening here is that post Bud Light, all of these brand endorsements that Dylan Mulvaney was enjoying on his TikTok and on his Instagram are suddenly drying up because nobody else wants to commit brand suicide. And so he's desperately trying to chase dollars somewhere else. And he's hoping maybe college students are dumb enough to fall for his shtick.
Absolutely. I want to stick with you here because, again, all the raids these days, Jason Aldean's country song, Try That in a Small Town, has now been pulled by CMT Country Music Television. Just to be clear, the overall majority of black people, in my experience as being a black person my entire life, they don't advocate for crime. They don't agree that violence is the answer. And they sure as heck don't actually think that criminality inherently means that you actually have to be a black person to commit one.
Exactly. All this video showed was news clips of people rioting. That's not specific to any race, and race is never mentioned in the song once. And by the way, this song, I'm a country music fan. This has been playing on country music radio since May. When the song first came out, it's been on Spotify since then, and nobody had a problem because guess what? The people who actually listen to country music and listen to Jason Aldean and buy his concert tickets do not care about this song or the video. In fact, they actually like and approve of the message. This is a bunch of people who don't care about country music trying to wrestle their way in to feel like their opinion matters and having a bunch of faux outrage over a country artist that they don't even listen to. So Jason Aldean should keep on keeping on and ignore the haters and continue to push his music video elsewhere.
Absolutely. Melanie, about 20 seconds, but again, what are we even talking about here? Black people are not inherently criminals, and the notion that being mad at riots is an attack on black people sounds like the most utterly guttural, racist thing I've ever heard, brought to us, of course, by left-wing people.
That's exactly right, Joe. And to your point, what kind of mind erasing or the liberal elites have really gotten into a black person's head when you hear about criminality and violence and automatically think that they are talking about you. Make it make sense. You are doing white racist jobs for them if that's what you think about yourself.
Absolutely.
Fix it.
It's insane. Melanie, Amber, got to leave it there. God bless you both.